Hi, Susan. Looks like we're live.
Hi, Debbie.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So today's chat, everybody, is about saying goodbye to invisibility and hello to confidence. And Susan is here to help us achieve that. I'm so excited to have this talk with her today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Debbie Leno. I'm the founder of the Ageless Woman Movement. I love exploring the topic of movement with other women, especially women that have businesses. And my whole movement is to guide you into inner peace. So I'm known as the inner peace coach, and that's really my thing, is to help you resolve inner conflict. And so Susan joins us here from South Bend, Indiana, I'm sorry. So let me share a few things about Susan that makes her special. She's the confidence creator. She's a founder of Fiercely 50ish, where she helps midlife women embrace their style and finally feel really good about themselves. What we wear every day matters, and women get to decide how they want to feel each day and what they want to attract. I love that, Susan. She uncovers important beliefs with her clients when it comes to style, life experience, and more. She works with them to meet their fashion persona, dress for their body shape, and they can say goodbye to invisibility and hello to confidence. So, a question that I'd love to start with, Susan, is the workplace that you found yourself in at the time when you felt fiercely connected with your passion and the business that you run today. So, could you tell us a little bit about what propelled you into that movement?
Yes, I'd be happy to. And it's funny. Things happen to you. Well, I think they happen for you, not to you. But at the time, you think it's to you, and that's what happened. Probably about 5 years ago. Now it's like five. You say 10 minutes ago, and it was 10 years ago. It was about 5 years ago, and I was in another state, in another job, and I realized, well, not at the time, that I was diminished. And it happened in a meeting. I mean, it didn't happen overnight, but it hit me in a meeting, a regular Monday morning meeting where we all reported out. And it was my turn, and no one was looking at me. I had no eye contact with anyone, and no one was paying any attention. So I did what anyone would do. I started talking louder, and the same kind of thing. And it really bothered me. It really bothered me that that was going on. And we had
Very offensive.
very offensive. And we had new leadership, and nothing. So it was kind of eating at my craw all day. And then finally, in the afternoon of that same day, I stood up and screamed. I had an office at the time, and I think I probably scared a couple of my colleagues to death. And I said, "They think I'm old. They think I'm old. That's it." So
Oh no.
I
Oh no. Well, I have to stop you right here because we have a Facebook user on and she's saying good morning. I can't hear.
oh,
So I don't think either one of us are muted. We're not muted. Golly,
want me to take my headphones off?
no, I think you're fine. I'm just wondering if it's on the other end. Um, hopefully, I really hope that that's not a problem um, for all of us. So, okay, hopefully you can figure that out. I'm sorry, Susan, because that we were right in the middle of something really wonderful.
Oh, that's
Let's wheel back a little bit. So you're in this meeting, and then you had that experience,
okay.
and then you just what?
Well, I went home early. I did I acted like a baby, and I thought I got to get out of here because I'm going to start crying. And so I talked about it with my husband, and I didn't, you can't hold on to anger. And if you do, it doesn't serve you well. So I gave myself some time to kind of process this and realize that karma had come back to bite me in my hind end, because that was me 30 years earlier in a skyscraper in Chicago, probably not being very kind to a woman in her 50s. And I realized, I did a research. I'm a copywriter marketer by the day, and realized that there wasn't too much out there for women in their midlife, except for maybe Depends and uh, journals about medicine, which is fine. But so I used my superpower to start a blog called Fiercely 50ish, because I did not want women to feel like this. And when a Fiercely 50ish woman is 45 and older, so anyone that's in approaching or into midlife, and so I started a blog about it to make women realize that they don't have to go through this, and there is a platform. And then a couple things changed in our lives. We ended up moving to another state, and I got more focused on it and realized that women have the power to communicate without even opening their mouth, and it's by what we wear. And especially in midlife, because we are still relevant, we are still necessary, and we are still needed. And a lot of times, women in their midlife era don't feel that way.
I think that in the workplace, sometimes our wisdom is undervalued.
Very.
So I think we missed the part when you went back to, like after the meeting, and then you stood up and you said,
They think I'm old. They think I'm old.
I
Yes,
think I'm
and it
old.
just it broke my heart, because as I tell my clients, we're the oldest we've ever been, and there's so many things that you can change in your life, but you can't change your age. So we have to embrace it. And I didn't embrace my age for a long time. I may have not told the right year of my birth to many people, and finally realized I've got to stop doing this.
Hooray for you. Good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. And
absolutely. Acceptance.
mm-hmm, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
And come into your power. I mean, what I love about that part of your story is, yeah, we do, many of us struggle with the advancing years or whatever, but what I love what happened from that moment is that it pushed you into something brand new. Your creative abilities went off the chart, and you created this beautiful place for women in midlife to really come into their power. So let's talk about your business more and what you do for women.
um, well, I have a couple of things that I do for women. Just one of the biggest things is for them to get in touch with their style, because a lot of times women don't realize that the style does reside in us, and they want to be a slave to fashion, or they say I have nothing to wear, or I want to lose 20 more pounds, or I don't want to bother with that. And so I unearth all of that with them, no matter what it is, because everybody has issues. We don't like the way nobody loves our body completely, and that's fine. I mean, that was a belief that started out when we were much younger. But one of the things that I tell my clients, especially those that want to postpone their style because of their weight, I give them permission to dress for the body they have today.
Thank you. I love that. I love that. And yeah, keep going. Good
Because
stuff.
when and I also talk about life experience, because this is really the only time that our vast and beautiful life experience does matter, because that's part of your style. You want to make sure that you've got who you are, the essence of you, and your lifestyle all reflected in that, because that's your persona. Really.
So when people work with you, do they, if they don't really have that well defined about themselves, can you help them figure out who
Yes,
they are
yes,
in
yes.
terms of, their lifestyle, their essence, how your clothing can reflect that essence?
Yeah, I just worked with a couple months ago. I worked with a retired chef, and one of the exercises that I do is to make sure that we talk about the life experiences and what is important, and what's their perception, and where do they want to be with that. And she kept coming back to comfortable shoes and pockets. But at that time, I didn't know that she was a chef. I knew she was retired. She didn't share that with me. And I said, that's why you're so used to being, having everything available to you with the pockets, and you were on your feet all day, so comfortable shoes, because she couldn't get past that. And I said, okay, that's fine. So we got her set up with a lot of the utilitarian jackets for her body type. And when she found out there were pockets and dresses, I thought she was going to do a cartwheel. So,
That's awesome.
and then comfortable shoes, which is amazing, because there's so many great shoes out there that don't have to be uncomfortable. So things like that. Women,
Thank goodness for that.
yeah, yes, but women tend to kneecap themselves. They apologize for. Well, no, we don't apologize. We accessorize, or we enhance.
Ooh,
You
I
know.
like that.
Mhm.
We don't apologize, we accessorize.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm
Yes.
gonna have to write that one down, Susan, because that's really powerful.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
And then from there, I'm a big proponent of what we just talked about. And then for women, at all ages, we need to know what our body type is, because if we just go out and shop, it's just it's horrible. It's awful what's out there.
So is it true that we've always had a particular body shape. It just slightly alters as we grow and as we get older, after we have children, we hit menopause. So, but the basic structure is the same, right?
After adolescence, our body type is pretty much always the same.
Okay, so once an apple, always an apple to some degree, etc. So can you run down the body types for us?
There's I deal with 5 of them, and I try not to use, I do sometimes with clients, but there's the rectangle, um, where you're pretty much even all the way around. And one other thing, Debbie, when I work with my clients, I don't use a tape measure, because women in numbers, I know that I was like, oh my God, then it just turns it into another downward spiral, and I don't want to be defined by a number, although age is a good number. But anyway, so there's the rectangle, there's the inverted triangle, which just look at those shapes in your mind. You're
Mm-hmm.
a little bit wider on the top than the bottom. There's the hourglass, which is kind of the Marilyn Monroe. And then there's the oval, and I'm missing one, and I'll come back to it, because as you know, in midlife,
It'll just pop in. I know. Yeah.
it'll pop it. Triangle,
Mm-hmm.
triangle. So that was the 5th one, the triangle, and those can be equated to pears and apples and all of the rest of that. So yeah, there's 5 body types that I adhere to. So once women know what body type they are, we can then open up a whole world of possibilities for the types of clothing they should be wearing.
Do you also work with color with them?
I do work with color. A lot of times, not to the degree that it used to be, like, color me beautiful.
I remember that.
I do too. But color is definitely important. It's especially important in midlife, because the clothes that we were wearing 5, even 10 years ago, we need to make sure that we do an audit, which I help clients do, because our pigmentation in our skin and our eyes and our hair has changed. Even if you color your hair and it's from the gray, it's all the pigmentation has changed. So things have to be audited and make sure that they still are the right colors. I'm pretty big into neutrals for your basics with women, and accessorize with color through, scarves and shoes and things of that sort. But yes, I do color as well. Yeah.
Cool. So when you say neutral, do you mean grays, tans, off-whites, things of
Yeah,
a
and then
soft palette?
it could be. It could be. We want to match. One of the things that what I do with clients is we want to kind of match our inherent coloring, which is our skin, our eyes, and our hair. So you want to make sure the contrasts are correct in that. The high and the low contrast, and things where it all blends in and makes sense. Because the whole purpose of dressing for our body types, and in which would include colors too with women, is to create length. We column dress, so our bodies are a column, and we want to create length. We never want to cut ourselves off. So, and then once you pair that with your body type, and then I also work with women to find out to define and meet their fashion persona.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell us more about a fashion persona.
Are you a classic, which would be your, Talbot's kind of look with your blazers and fitted, and those are more solids that people would wear. Bohemian would be something very similar to, if you can see this, it's a top that
Flowy, loose.
With the prints. Romantic is another one. That's a big one, where that's another flowy pastel. Natural, you can think of someone like Jennifer Aniston, who is kind of low maintenance with their upkeep. They don't wear a lot of makeup. They don't like to draw a lot of attention to themselves, so they would wear neutrals. And then you can go on from there. So all of that matters to us in our style.
I love it. Mm-hmm. This is such a great topic. So it sounds to me like you take the entire person into consideration, the lifestyle that they've had, their lifetime experiences, what they value, what they feel really, really good in, and what they feel uncomfortable in. Mm-hmm. And so it sounds like you really work with that woman as a whole, not just dressing her.
No, yes.
But
Exactly. And I always say styles from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet, and it all matters too. A lot of women don't realize that our hairstyle, there's a certain hairstyle for your body, for the face, the shape of your face, which makes a huge difference. Color of our hair. If someone hasn't commented on the color or cut of your hair in a while, it might be time to go to your
Oh,
stylist.
that's a good one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
that
mean, how many women do you know feel really, really good when somebody says to them, "Oh, did you do something different with your hair? It looks really good."
I do. Mhm. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
not to be afraid to change it up, and also the other thing though, there's always a yin to the yang, Debbie, where you've got to get a cut that you can do once you leave your stylist chair.
That's important. Yeah. It's really a super drag if somebody does a fabulous job with your hair and you cannot duplicate it.
And but there's some work on your end for that, because no one I know, one of my on my Facebook lives, and I've got a lead magnet about dump the frump, and one of them is your hair. And I don't know too many people that can just wash and wear their hair. They think they can, but it doesn't usually fall into place where it should. So my point is that when you get a cut that flatters your lifestyle and your face shape and all of that, learn how to do it.
Yeah, I like low maintenance. As I shared with you before we got on live, is that, when I'm in a pinch and I have to do everything from scratch, I limit myself to 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what I do sometimes. I'm like, okay, 5 minutes for a shower, 5 minutes for blowout, 5 minutes for makeup. So
yeah,
in essence, I'm a low maintenance kind of girl.
yeah.
I want to be able to do it efficiently in a small amount of time and not spend a lot of time on my appearance, but feel good about myself.
Right.
So
And that's the balance, finding what you're capable of doing, which you've done, obviously, quite well. But women need to, we can't just not do something and expect it to be there, So,
yes, yeah, I'm with you there
mhm,
for sure.
yeah.
Well, I love your business. It's so fascinating to me, and I think the time in my life when I probably cared about my clothes the most was when I lived in New York for about 18 years. From about 19 to 38, I lived in New York, and I was much more fashion conscious, where I really wasn't beforehand.
Hmm.
Um, and now that I've moved back out to the Midwest, now, gosh, since 1991, now I've been here in Ohio. Um, I have to say, probably I don't care as much as I used to. And of course, there's been 6 children since then, also, which makes it a little more challenging to find that style. But I think we can all relate if we've had children going through that, fighting that mom look,
Hmm.
if
Yes.
there is such a thing. But I hear it in younger conversations, like, "Oh, I've got the mom bod, and oh, I've got the mom look, and all that." So for somebody out there in our viewing audience that might feel like that, what would you have any suggestions on how she can feel better, more vibrant?
Yeah. Well, a couple of things. One of the things that, and you can say mom body, you can say frumpy, because that's a lot of what my clients say. They use the word frump a lot. One of the biggest offenders to that is that we wear clothes too big to hide, and it really does the opposite. It does the opposite. You look bigger. You look
Sloppy?
sloppy. You can look sloppy. You can look, and not happy. If you're trying to hide in something like your clothes, it's just not going to work. So that is probably the number one advice that I can give everybody, is to make sure that you're wearing clothes that fit your body. Make,
Ah, fit
and
your body properly. Yeah.
that again goes back to knowing your body type and what's going to work, because and when I talked to earlier about not postponing, to stop postponing your style, because you want to look and feel your best. I know people do. I know they do.
You said something else before that really resonated with me, and it was something about confidence.
Hmm.
Is it, what was your exact statement? I think it was maybe confidence is the new makeup or something to that nature.
Confidence is your best accessory.
Your best
Yeah,
accessory.
yeah,
Confidence is your best accessory. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I help women find, is their confidence. It may not be what I would define as confidence, or what you would, but when it's self-defined by my clients, no longer are the shoulders up to here. They're, it's just amazing what happens.
You hit a good point. It's helping each woman find their own brilliance.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like what we think they should be doing or should be feeling. It is really tapping into the client and what would really make them feel so beautiful and shine. And so you do that. You do that in terms of our accessories and our clothing and having it really match who we are. And I really think that's special. I think that's
Thank you.
special.
Thank you.
So um, what would be your final words of wisdom per se, or what you would like to impart to our ladies?
Um, I want midlife for women to be a happy, exciting time. And as I told you before we started this, is that, again, we're the oldest we've ever been. And a lot of times we've not gone through we've never gone through this. So it's just like any other time in our life, adolescence, motherhood, marriage. I mean, and we still feel, and we still, as I said earlier to you, that, it's still like we're at the 7th grade lunch table. So I really feel that one of the things that women can get their power back is without, is by how they dress. And a lot of times I find too, like, that a lot of what the clothes that they have in their closets can be just repurposed too.
Oh, I like that.
They have a closet full of clothes that they don't wear, but they don't know what they don't know. And that's where I can go in and say, okay, with the body type and the persona, and I've got a mini course for the ABCs of creating the perfect outfit every day, where it's a formula. And especially now, I mean, a lot of people are like, wow, we can't go out. This is the most important time to dress every single day, every day.
So, and you can also, and this is also an important thing to share, is that you can totally have these meetings with clients about their wardrobe and about summing all of that up together in this beautiful package. You can do that online. You don't have to be present.
Yeah,
And so
actually,
you
yeah,
could be doing Zoom, and you could literally be watching them go through their closet
yes.
and all of that. And so, have you developed yet? I think we talked about it once. Um, Developing a way for a woman to have like a certain amount of essentials and like work from that.
Yes, I'm creating those are called capsule wardrobes.
Okay.
And so, yes, this early in 2021, watch for it's called Reimagine Your Style, or Your Style Reimagined. I'm sorry, Your Style
I
Reimagined.
like it.
It's going to be a membership, and there'll be more on it that I can share with you, where women, because we also want to simplify our lives. We don't want,
Dear God, yes.
yeah, I'm to the point where I don't want anything in my closet that doesn't look good on me and I don't love. But then even taking it a step further for capsule wardrobing by season, where you have X amount of clothes to create X amount of outfits without a lot of work.
Oh, that's wonderful. That sounds like music to my ears, making
Yeah.
it simple, making it easy, making it lovely. Yeah, and I especially like the idea, and this is prompting me to do this, is to clear out the dead things.
Uh-huh.
It's like any kind of decluttering project you take on, if revamping your style, just getting rid of those clothes that you go, well, someday I'm going to wear that again. Well, someday I'll fit into that again.
And I
Uh,
talk a lot about that. I did a live about that, and it reminds me of those trees in the Wizard of Oz that we're torturing. Why do we torture ourselves with clothes that don't work for us right now? They
yeah.
might or they might not, but why do we have them there casting judgment every time we open the door of our closet?
Boy, oh boy, that is such good words to hear. That is so true.
Mm-hmm. And it's expounding our energy on something that just isn't going to work right now, and maybe it should have never worked to begin with. Yeah.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Good words.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So, how can our viewers connect with you, Susan, to find out more about what you do?
Well, I have a private Facebook group called Midlife Women Living Fiercely 50ish that you're welcome to join. We have a great group of women, very engaged. My website is fiercely50ish.com, and they can email me at susan@fiercely50ish.com as well. to get connected, I have a free style consultation that I offer, and then I also have some mini courses, and I just launched a guide of the 10 must-haves for midlife women. So there's all sorts of things.
Are you feeling like very thankful that you got really aggravated in that conference that day
Yes,
when
yeah,
you felt so undervalued for your I mean you were still had a lot to give at that
yeah,
point.
I do. Yeah,
And like they were so dismissive, but look at that dismissiveness turned into a real powerful movement. And
yes,
you know, the Ageless Women movement, I'm all about movement in our lives, just moving forward.
yes. Totally
That's
agree.
That's wonderful. Hi, ladies. Thank you. Thank we have some Facebook users on there. I can't see who they are because in StreamYard, I guess you have to select a certain thing for them to have permission to use your face. So, but I will see who you are when we get off of this live, and I can go into the group and comment. So, thank you for coming on. And this video will be here for viewing for forever. So. I'm really anxious for the month of November. Just going to put a little plug in there for all you ladies out there that have businesses. I'm so proud of you, and I'm just really want to share what you do with all of us here, myself included. I'll put in a little video in myself. I look forward to the month of November, just seeing what all of you are doing out there, the businesses that you have, and I want to make a special place in our Facebook group that you can easily access where all of those things are, where all of the videos are for the entrepreneurs. So instead of having to scroll through the entire Facebook page to find them, there'll be a specific place. I'll tag them afterwards and give them a specific topic so that you could just hit on that topic and you'll see everybody will be able to see all the videos and posts for our entrepreneurs. So thank you, Susan. Thank you for your time.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
what you do, for helping us make us feel beautiful and look beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, I look forward to when I look forward to. I want to work with you.
Oh, great. I want to work
I,
with you.
yeah, I don't know when that can happen, but I know it will
Yes.
because I could use some help in that area too.
Okay.
So great. All right. Well, let's wrap it up and say goodbye to our audience. Thank you
Bye.
again. We'll do it again soon. Bye for now.